A man killed after deputies say he pointed a pellet gun at them. Now the man's father sheds new light on the investigation.
More potential jurors dismissed today in the Tex McGuyver murder case. Will they be forced to move the trial for the attorney accused of killing his wife?
Migos sued why the trio is accused of inciting a riot at a concert where several people were stabbed.
Live from Atlanta, 11Alive at 5 starts now.
We begin this evening with breaking news. A body found in the Yellow River. The Newton County Sheriff has confirmed it's the body of a younger girl between the ages of maybe 12 and 17.
The sheriff says the victim possibly African-American or biracial, but they have yet to positively identify her with no apparent identifying scars, marks, or tattoos. The cause of death is still not known right now. Stay with 11Alive and 11alive.com for updates.
This evening, new details about a man shot and killed by deputies in Carroll County after they say he pointed a pellet gun at them.
And records are showing that David Willoughby had been arrested before for making terroristic threats. 11Alive's Naima Abdullahi is live at the sheriff's office tonight after talking to Willoughby's father in an exclusive interview.
And the father told me no dad should have to bury his son. And he says that's something that's going to be emotionally devastating for him. However, he says his 33-year-old son, David Willoughby, was on a dangerous path because of his temper and because of his previous arrest, which shows he was making terroristic threats in the neighborhood, according to authorities, by walking in the neighborhood with a rifle in his hand and pointing it at his neighbors. This father says deputies had no choice when his son, David Willoughby, pointed a pellet gun at them overnight. Late at night, he says it would be hard to tell what it was.
The police don't know at night what it is. He was shot, my son was shot dead because of it.
He says he prayed for his son, who has been arrested several times and experienced a head injury a few years ago. His dad says after that, his son had a temper and started to get locked up. The GBI says deputies responded last night after someone called about a suspicious person with a rifle. According to the GBI, when deputies arrived, Willoughby did not listen to their commands.
He did not comply. Subsequently, the deputies discharged their weapons, striking the subject.
This neighbor says he feared for his family's life during the incident.
I just moved here a month and a half ago, and I'm concerned for my kids, because my little kids have a life to live.
Now this father making funeral plans for a son he hoped would someday get control of his anger. A son who authorities say was previously arrested for walking around with a rifle making terroristic threats by allegedly pointing it at neighbors.
I don't know if he intended to fire or just show how brave he was. I have no idea.
And coming up at 6, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into his arrest records, and we're also going to give you more exclusive information from the father, the hopes and dreams he had for his son, and also reaction from the neighborhood. Reporting in Carroll County, Naima Abdullahi, 11Alive News.
The shooting in Carroll County incident there made us wonder how many officer-involved shootings there have been in our state this year. So we talked to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. The agency told us it has been asked to investigate 15 shootings since the first of the year. Last year it investigated 97 cases. In 2016 it was asked to investigate 83 cases. On average, it receives about 2 use of force cases a week. The GBI only investigates officer-involved shootings if it is asked. But within the past 3 years, most of the large metro police agencies have been asking the GBI to investigate all of their officer-involved shootings.
New at 5, fresh concerns. A highly anticipated murder trial will actually have to be moved out of the region, out of Fulton County. That's Atlanta attorney Tex McGuyver, who's accused of killing his wife, Diane. McGuyver claims he accidentally shot her as they were traveling in an SUV. But as the jury selection is continuing today, it's become increasingly apparent it may be hard to find an impartial jury. 11Alive's Caitlin Ross has been in the courtroom all this week. And Caitlin, what type of possibility do we see at this point for a change of venue?
Well, so it was definitely very tense in the courtroom today as that possibility seemed more and more likely. A lot of the jurors that came in said, look, I've heard too much about this case. There's no possible way I can be impartial. Just to give you a look at the numbers here, they're seating panels of 48 jurors. That's 48 different people. They don't know each other. They come in. They're not supposed to know much about the case. 27 of them in this last round said, no way, I've already made up my mind, I can't do it. That's more than half. You could see the attorneys kind of looking at each other, looking at the panel, realizing that this could be a problem. Even the judge went on the record to say it might be an issue.
Definitely moving in the direction of, do we get a jury in Fulton County? We'll keep pressing on, but if that's a trend, we only have 2 data points, so I can't say it's a trend yet, but we run into the issue that the next group we call will have had media saturation for another day.
And they knew they were going to need a lot of people for this, so they didn't actually put a cap on how many jurors they were going to call. It's just a rolling block. As soon as they dismiss some, more and more come in. So this could actually end up taking the rest of the week just to get through the initial questioning. And the biggest problem that jurors seem to have is the centerpiece of the defense, that this shooting was an accident, that the gun went off accidentally. At 6, we'll hear from some of those jurors who say that's not what they believe.
Expected to be a lengthy trial. It's already a lengthy jury selection process. Caitlin, thank you. Now, each day of the trial, 11Alive's Vinnie Politan, who was a prosecutor, is sitting down with his legal dream team to break down the day's events. They will go live on Facebook at 7:30 in the evening. You can also watch on the late feed right here on 11Alive at 11 o'clock as they wrap up some of the biggest developments out of the courtroom.
Well, the rain is moving out, cold air is moving in. If you were out and about this morning during morning rush hour, it was really difficult, particularly, you know, as you go from in town to the northern suburbs, man. It was a wild ride, as they say.
Yeah, a lot of rain. Visibility was low and reduced in some spots due to that coverage of rain. A lot of the spray coming off of the roadway as well. But look at that, the back edge of the rain, pretty much as forecast on the timing here. We were expecting it to move over to the east during the afternoon hours, and that's what's happening right now. You can see what's left of that rain is well to the east. Now, this little band of showers and even a few thunderstorms started kind of redeveloping, and it got a little more intense here in the southern parts of Putnam County. It has cleared Putnam right now, stretching from Hancock County and Sparta down toward Milledgeville and Ivy. This has some gusty winds with it, a little bit of lightning, and that's moving over to the east. The good news for us, though, is it is out of here. And now back behind this, you have already noticed a lot of clearing here in the sky as well, with some sunshine that's coming through. This is how it looks right now in Gwinnett County at Duluth as we are looking over the roof of the Infinite Energy Arena right there. Look how the clouds are breaking up. The sun will be going down after 6:30 tonight, and it should be a nice sunset out there finally with that clearing sky. Now, take a look at these temperatures. We were holding in the 50s for much of the day today. We topped off at 60 at noon, and now with that sunshine coming back, temperatures are rebounding back up to 60 degrees here after we dipped back down into the 50s when the rain came through. 60 in Marietta, 60 in Carrollton. More sunshine up in Rome for a longer period. It brought the temperatures there to 66, but where we still see more clouds, it's milder, or a little lower there in temperatures. 51 right now over in the Athens area. We're going to see these temperatures falling tonight through those 50s into the 40s, even some 30s here by tomorrow morning when we wake up. There will be some spots in North Georgia that might actually see some freezing temperatures. And yes, a little leftover moisture might squeeze out a couple of flurries there in the mountains. We're going to talk more about the timing of that and when the rain returns coming up.
Chris, thank you. It's a story that has many people outraged on our 11Alive Facebook page. A Cobb County Republican chairman now under fire for sharing a conspiracy theory online, calling the Parkland, Florida school shooting fake. This story has reached nearly 100,000 people online. And as 11Alive's Natisha Lance reports, other members from the party now are facing threats.
After I heard what Michael Davis said, somebody needs to be downrange from an AR-15.
Cobb County GOP Chairman Jason Shepard is bearing the nasty brunt in voicemails.
I hate Republicans more and more every day.
Facebook messages, text, and emails.
Well, we'll turn them over to the sheriff.
The firestorm coming after Michael Davis, second vice chair of the Cobb County Republican Party, seen here on his Facebook page, reposted a video that suggested the shooting at Parkland High School in Florida was a fraud. The video starts with what appears to be a legit MSNBC News report on active shooter training at high schools in Florida. Then,
this is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show.
A voiceover on the video begins commentary, suggesting these training drills could lead to bogus shootings with students acting.
You don't think that they could actually fake one of these things?
We tried to directly ask Davis why he made the post, ringing his doorbell, calling, and leaving a message,
Please leave your name,
but no response. Davis shared this video from a man named Michael Nicolaou, whose Facebook profile lists him as living in Athens, Greece. Shepard says Davis does not think the shooting was faked.
There's no doubt that this happened.
Davis has since taken the post down.
All right, we again tried to contact Davis today, and he has yet to respond to our emails and phone calls. We'll continue to push for answers for you.
New at 5, bond has been set at $20,000. This is for a 17-year-old accused of accidentally shooting and killing a 15-year-old. Jeffrey Reeves made his first court appearance in Fulton County this morning. He is charged with involuntary manslaughter and possession of a firearm. This happened during the commission of a felony. Sunday night, police say Reeves was playing with a pistol in a room full of people at a home in northwest Atlanta. And at some point in the evening, the gun accidentally went off, we're told, hitting the 15-year-old Carlos Davis. He's a high school player at Mays and a football player at Mays. Davis died, and now his mother is struggling to understand how something so senseless and so preventable could happen to her child.
My baby is gone for nothing, and I can't get him back.
Reeves is set to be back in court later this month. An Uber Eats driver accused of shooting and killing a customer also appeared in court today. No bond set for the 36-year-old Robert Bevinis. He is charged with murdering a 30-year-old Ryan Thornton. Police say he was delivering food to Thornton last month when at some point words were exchanged, shots were fired. But the attorney is calling this a case of self-defense.
A 3-year-old boy now recovering tonight after Cartersville police say he accidentally shot himself in the hand when he was left alone in a car with a loaded gun. This happened Sunday afternoon on Herring Street. Police say the toddler was in the car with 4 other children. No one else was injured. At this time, the toddler's mother has not been charged for the shooting, but she was arrested for an unrelated incident.
Some significant news for Target employees today. The company raising its starting pay. This is for the second time in less than 1 year. It will be going from $11 an hour to $12, and it will get even higher. The CEO says Target will offer a starting wage of $15 an hour. That's by 2020. What's behind the decision? Well, the company says it's because of bigger and better pool of candidates.
Coming up next, alcohol before noon on a Sunday. Why Georgia's brunch bill may get a boost inside the state capitol.
A political scandal taking a new turn in Nashville as the city's current mayor announces her resignation.
And trying to get their foot in the door, hundreds will be in Atlanta this weekend, networking with top female executives from the film industry. How you can get in on the possibility of finding work.